Guys, as we've been expecting, the crypto markets have actually been pretty volatile the last few days. Not only the crypto markets, but also the markets in general actually saw a major pullback across many different assets yesterday. Guys, today I need to talk about actually the next 24 hours, which are also going to be volatile. I'm going to explain why. I will give you my idea, my outlook for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, the rest of the markets in general. So I need to share this with you guys. This is very important information. So make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end of this video. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. And what you can see is that we are having another downtrend here recently for Bitcoin. Last 3 days, very clearly been going down, and this is taking out some steam from the bulls. We didn't manage to break through my orange box. And the moment we failed to break through this, of course, it was more likely that we were going to start to roll over in the short term and start bleeding downwards. And that is exactly what happened. So in the grand scheme of things, I still think that Bitcoin is going to go up. And I think that it is going to be a good opportunity to get in right now. However, in the immediate short term, until we break through the key levels of resistance, just like I've been repeating for many months right now, and we still haven't broken above the key resistances, in the short term, I'm still a bit cautious. But for the long term, I think that $66,000 per Bitcoin is really a steal, in my opinion. Now, if we continue here, not financial advice, of course, but for Ethereum, we are seeing us being supported by my orange line at 1922. So that is good, and I do believe that there is a good opportunity to trade here, in fact, between these lines here as well. So like getting in at support, riding it, short-term pumps are happening, but then short-term pumps usually do get retraced. So keep that in mind. I will share something crazy with you here in a bit. Actually, let me show you right now. Where is it? Yeah, right here. So you can see that yesterday or 2 days ago, Uni actually pumped 40% in 10 minutes after an announcement that BlackRock is enabling trading of their BUIDL fund on Uniswap and plans to acquire an undisclosed amount of Uni. So we pumped 40% in 10 minutes, but the crazy thing is it retraced that entire pump and we ultimately went back down. So even something crazily bullishly as BlackRock buying this coin, we saw massive amounts of selling taking place. So this just shows you that any kind of pump right now is being sold off into. It's not forever going to be like that, guys. There's going to come a point where the sellers are out of the markets already. And when is that exactly going to happen? I do have some charts I need to share with you. But for now, just keep in mind that every single pump that we're seeing, we fail to break through the resistance. And also the pumps usually do get retraced and we start to go down again. That's the story of the crypto markets right now. Okay, let us also look at this, guys. So this is gold. You can see gold tapped into the orange box here, as you can see. We did have a decent pullback also for gold yesterday. However, right now it looks like gold wants to push a little bit higher. For silver, same thing. Silver is actually looking a bit worse. And so you know that I've been saying that this year, I think that gold is going to outperform the rest of the markets in terms of, it's going to outperform the rest of the metals. I don't think that gold is necessarily going to outperform Bitcoin. But for the rest of the metals, I do think that gold is going to outperform. And silver is back down to the orange box here. It's a critical level for silver, guys. This could also be a good opportunity to get in if you are bullish on silver, because this is a big support level. So keep that in mind. And for the S&P 500, the traditional markets, you can see also big red candle yesterday. We saw a major pullback for the markets in general yesterday in terms of the stock market, crypto. Essentially everything went down. Now, if we look at when are we going to see the bottom, we need to look at which indicators have historically actually been bottoming signals. Now, the first one I want to show you is the Mayer multiple. Now, the Mayer multiple, we hit it in 2018, 20, 22, and 2026. We already hit it as well. This is actually at $68,000. We went way below that. In fact, we're below it right now. Are we? Yes, we are, 66. So you see, like right now, I'm just waiting for that bottoming to happen, and I'm just accumulating and looking at some short-term opportunities, which I'm going to share with you guys. There's going to be more manual trading here on the channel. I will share that with you. And for my trading strategies, they are still up, and I'm still gonna share with you what I'm gonna do with them. For now, I'm just waiting for the market to stabilize a little bit, and then I'm gonna share my entire thing with you. I'll make a full video. So please bear with me just a little bit longer, guys. But we hit the Mayer multiple, which is typically a bottoming signal. Now, if you also look at the second bottoming signal that we usually see is the 200-week moving average. Now, the 200-week moving average we have not yet touched. It's currently at about $58,000. We came pretty close to it, but we didn't touch it. So keep that in mind, guys. We already hit one major bottoming signal in the past, and right now we're pretty close. We came close to reaching the second one. Okay, let me continue here. Yesterday, you saw one of the largest capitulations in the history of Bitcoin here. Actually, if you look at recently, the capitulation, meaning people selling at a loss, is very high. This is the third highest, or the second highest, in fact. You can see right here, this was also close to the bottom. However, keep in mind, right here, even though it was close to the bottom, we still saw a little bit of a further retracement before we saw the market recover. And if you look at this spike right here as well, when people sold at a loss, we also saw some more further downside, then we saw another pump. Even right here, we saw a spike, and obviously we're seeing more downside now. So, massive amounts of people selling at a loss, people are capitulating. That is how we form the bottoms, when the sellers finally run out. Whales are buying the dip though, and this is also typically what happens when you form a bottom. It means that the whales go from selling, which we've seen throughout the last few months, or this year actually, last year, and they start accumulating. And if you look at the Bitcoin being transferred from exchanges to whale addresses, it is also going up right now. So whales are accumulating, and they're stacking Bitcoin, preparing for the next major move. And of course, they're stacking right now. Could we go down lower? Yes, but they're just buying to average down their price, which is the same thing that I'm also going to do. Now, also, if you look at $55,000, it marks Bitcoin's realized price, historically tied to bear market bottoms. Past cycles saw Bitcoin trade about 24 to 30% below this level before stabilizing. Today, price is still 18% above. So when Bitcoin reaches this area, it usually moves sideways before recovering. And what is that price point? You can see right here, currently at $55,000, so a little bit lower than that. Now, again, we're not trying to pinpoint the exact bottom, but I do think we're approaching the vicinity of the bottom right now for when I think we're going to see a major uptrend. Now, today we're going to see a lot of volatility as well, because you're going to see the CPI coming out. Now, most institutions here, banks and whatnot, financial advisors, if you will, they believe that the headline is going to be a little bit cooler than expected. However, core is going to be hotter. So a little bit hit and miss, but nothing is certain here, of course. One thing we do know is that we're probably going to see some volatility when this data is going to be released. And also the major thing is, of course, the communication here. What is the Fed going to communicate? We have a historical pattern here. Usually in February, we usually see an uptrend for the markets in February, and then towards the middle of February, where we are approaching right now, we usually see a little bit of a retracement for February. So keep that in mind in terms of what the markets usually does. And where is the new demand going to come? We already have ETFs. It doesn't seem like the US are going to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve anytime soon. Well, we're seeing more and more adoption in Southeast Asia. So Hong Kong, Japan, South Korea, they are actually increasing their exposure to crypto through regulatory advancements, right? So they're adopting crypto more and more. And if just 1% of the money that is in these financial markets, 1% would mean $2 trillion worth of flows. So this could be the next major source of new demand. So for this, I already talked about Uniswap having a pump and then a retracement here, showing us what the market conditions are right now. So guys, that's what I got for you. Be prepared for volatility today. I still believe that long-term Bitcoin is going to do well. However, short-term, we're still below the resistance levels and we need to be a bit cautious here in the short term. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.